frothers, and welcome to the next episode of the Sunday Shit Show, episode 8. So, I'm Stu. On the couch today we've got Geltchy down the end as usual, and in the middle we've got a very special guest, Tim Russ.
How you going?
So, Tim's from a band that's very appropriate, Fake News. We're going to have a big chat with Tim today about everything music and what the band's up to.
So yeah, Tim, first up, how'd you come up with the name Fake News?
That's a great question. So, going back, this is, I think the boys started around 2017.
Yeah.
So, I'm not part of the original lineup. The boys were, there was a few other guys in the band at the time. We had a different drummer, a different singer. Nick, Darren and Mick, they're the three originals though.
Yeah.
So, they came up with the name. I honestly couldn't really tell you the backstory. We haven't really discussed it that much, but I think it's just, at the time, what I gathered from it was just the media. It's all a load of shit. Yeah, that's it. Just all bullshit. It's all fake news. Like, you know, what you're hearing is not all true. So I think that's sort of where it all started anyway.
Oh, nice. And the great debate, are you a Sunshine Coast band or a Gold Coast band?
Oh, look, we're a Queensland band. That's what we call ourselves. I mean, if anything, we'd probably have to go with the Gold Coast because we got three boys in the Goldie. We got Natty, he's around sort of Redcliffe area, and then I'm on the sunny coast. So I'd say sunny coast, but that's only me. So I don't have many people on my side in that.
I've seen your stickers getting around on the sunny coast
and
the Gold Coast. So
they're everywhere. They're actually all around Australia. Nick, our bass player, he went on a full round Australia trip and he just went to town. So anyone travelling around, you will see them somewhere eventually.
So you guys are pop punk. Oh yeah, that's what I'd sort of
definitely
look at it.
Yeah.
What sort of bands and inspirations have influenced you? I know you've played with a lot of international bands. But...
we've played with most of the bands that influenced us, but basically like Mick, he loves Pennywise. We're all pretty big Strung Out fans. Lagwagon. I mean, all your classic punk bands, all the bands, anything off Tony Hawk Pro Skate.
Whole soundtrack.
That's it, it's straight there. But the list just goes on. And I mean, it started out at a young age, finding all these sick bands like Pennywise, Strung Out and all that, and it's just grown. I mean, the more bands that are popping up, there's sick bands in Australia, all around the world, like Spanish bands, everything. There's so many cool punk bands now, so it's unreal. But yeah, obviously those big names, they were the ones that sort of held the torch for us and guided us in what we're doing.
The big influence.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so like the mid-90s, it was sort of the peak for
100%,
pop punk, I think. You know, you had a lot of the bands that are now iconic starting out. You had the Vans Warped Tour come through, which
definitely
really upped it, but then it sort of died off and we went to the heavier
we definitely
sort of sound. And
I think like most of the boys in the band could say that too. Like we were punks at heart, but then through that early 2000s going on to the mid 2000s, we definitely went through a heavy stage. Like there's All That Remains and all the like Parkway Drive and all these bands just coming out of nowhere, and I mean you can't help but love it. Like Trivium, Avenged Sevenfold, like so many really good name bands that so but definitely I think in those early 90s we had like there was a lot less social media and stuff, so you had like your bodyboarding, your surfing, your skating DVDs, and a lot of those bands were all on that, and everyone was watching that. You're in school, you're writing the band names on your book and stuff. And then that social media thing blew up, and then the world of music, which is awesome. Like that's a good part of the social media is like there's so many more bands available to sort of listen to then. But definitely early 90s were good for those skate DVDs, that's for sure.
And the Momentum.
Yeah, that's
Taylor
it.
Steele's Momentum.
Yeah,
that was
that one, you know, he really showcased a lot of bands that became popular.
It's funny, my music choice for later sort of goes into that a bit, which is interesting. It's because being a bit older, I sort of was in my prime, so to speak, in the mid '90s.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you would have.
You know, mid '20s. Lived New South Wales Central Coast every weekend on the train to Sydney, and got to see many bands, like their first gigs in Australia and that. So
that's it. Yeah, good scene there too.
Yeah. Oh, it was pumping.
Yeah.
Down Sydney, it was good. And Australia had such a good scene as well, which a lot of people wouldn't know that now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's so many more festivals, and you know, like I remember seeing Body Jar and Frenzel and stuff heaps when we were younger.
Yeah.
And oh man, it was just ruckus. Like
You
go in those pits, it was wild. These days, it's even a bit more tame.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's it take to write a good pop punk song in 2024?
Well, there's a lot of motivation involved towards it, but a lot of what I say when I talk about the way I write, it does stem from, we've got a bit of a process where we'll the boys will get the songs to about 90%, so they'll hand me a song and it'll be fairly recorded. It'll have mostly everything done. It'll be like a demo track, but I'll be able to hear the song for what it is. So once they hand me the song, it all comes down to like what I'm feeling. Like you might get something a bit heavier and you're like, oh, well, fuck the system sort of thing. Or you might get something that's just got that punk riff and you're just like, oh, you know, cruising down the road with your mates in the car, sort of like you just get the vibe of the music. So a lot of what I write starts with just the feel. So I'll sit there and I'll listen to the songs a bunch of times before I even really start putting pen to paper. But
so you write the lyrics after you've listened to the
songs.
Songs,
most of the time.
Nice,
There has been a few times where I've had lyrics laying around. Like a classic example of that was checking in off our first album, full-length album we released at Everyday Warrior. Checking in, there was just a massive part of that song where I had written and I'd sat on it for years and years, and the song was actually about a guy I grew up with, Scotty. We grew up in this neighbourhood. We used to just go down to the mud flats and chase each other around. You'd be up to your knees in mud and just the fun we used to have.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote these lyrics based around that, and it just had a ring to it. Never used it. Had a bit of stuff around with it in my own time, like on the acoustic, and then just died.
Yeah.
Then one day when the boys gave me this song, I was just like going through some lyrics just to get inspired, and I just started singing these lyrics on it, and it couldn't have fit better. It was the best fitting thing that had ever happened, and that's probably the only time I've actually ever used a real old lyric and just brought it back to life. And yeah, it's stuck now, so it was really cool to be able to keep that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good little tale.
Yeah.
That's the thing with being creative. You tend to draw on stuff from a long time ago, and then stuff that's like in your face, current use type stuff, and that as well. And then I think the beauty of art and music, you're then able to put it into a package that sort of brings it all
wrap it
absolutely
together.
That's it,
That's awesome.
And what's happening with the band at the moment? Gigs coming up? Or?
So at the moment, we've got a few gigs coming up. Like, I'm a bit of a shocker for this. We will have it all on the website, but we're playing this Sunday. It's called the Swell Tour, or Boat Cruise. We're on the Brizzy River. We're on a boat. Sunday session. It's going to be pretty wild. So we got a few other bands on the bill, awesome bands from around sort of Australia. So we're all come together, put on a show, and just get on the piss on a boat. So it should be a bit of fun.
Sweet.
What could go wrong?
Clowns a while ago. I've seen a few bands do that in Brizzy over the years.
It's starting to happen a bit.
It's good.
It's becoming a bit of a common thing. So hopefully, it sort of picks up a bit, and we get some really good crowds on there. I think it's like 100 people capacity, so to sell it out, it's not too bad. Like, I feel like it's pretty achievable. And I think it'd be pretty rad to have 100 people on a boat.
On a boat.
That'd be mad.
We'll have to touch base afterwards and
for sure,
see how it all goes.
Yeah.
And COVID, obviously, that would have been a big distraction for the band, and that really.
That really, pun intended, rock the boat. We did get hit pretty hard, but we did use that to our advantage, because right around that time was when we actually were releasing Everyday Warrior, which was the first full-length album. So in that lockdown period, we were able to work separately and send each other ideas and still be able to really be neck deep into it.
Yeah.
So we were working pretty hard. We actually released a song that was on Everyday Warrior, and it's called 2020, and it's literally just about being stuck at home and not really giving a shit. You're just like, oh, you know, it is what it is.
Is that the film clip with the masks and
that?
That's
it.
Yeah.
So that was around that time. Everything was all crazy, and we're like, oh, well, you know, it may as well write a song based on this because it's something to look back on. One day, in years to come, you'll be like, remember that bloody COVID, that 2020 period, and we'll have that song, and like a lot of stuff in the film clip kind of reflects that. So,
do you think that's had an impact on music, or just a lot of new releases and newer stuff from artists I've never heard of, I've been listening to, seems to be a bit darker, electronic Depeche Mode, New Order sort of stuff? Do you think that could have come from?
I think so, yeah. I think, in all honesty, I think COVID put a pretty negative sort of strain on the music scene in general.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, like, I mean, we were going to gigs flat out. There was always something happening, and then I can honestly say since COVID and everything did come back to normal, and shit's like, it is normal now. We don't have to think about COVID. Like, it's not even a thought in your mind. It's nothing like it was. Like,
no, the people just haven't come back with it.
It's called the new normal.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, people are still sort of stuck in that sit-at-home sort of mentality, and I think they got so used to all their TV shows and all this stuff that now they're just like, the norm is just binge watch a new series or a movie or whatever. So. Yeah, it does suck, the strain it put on the scene, and I think, like you say about the writing style, that's probably put a negative reflection on writers and stuff, so they tend to go for that sort of darker topic. But I mean, that's one thing with the lyrics I'm writing is I mean, there's a few things here and there that have that sort of vibe, but I generally always do try and look for the most positive thing to write about. I just feel like I'd rather write something about something happy than something that brings you down. So
you guys bring the fun, like when you just click on your YouTube channel, and the link will be at the bottom, and on the website on geltchy.com.au. Check it out if you're feeling down or you're having a rough day. Jump on their YouTube channel and just have a look. Like, there's so many little bits that'll really have you laughing.
We have a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a lot of fun in the clips. So jump on there and have a watch and give us some feedback. Follow us on socials because we always reply. If you want to send a message, we'll always reply. So don't be afraid to reach out and say g'day.
Yeah. And even like when thought about getting you guys on, you just were straight onto it, and we really appreciate that.
Oh, I love it. Love anything to do with the music scene. Like, I love what you guys are doing. So yeah, happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. And have you done many festivals or stuff like that, or?
No, not so much festivals. We've started applying and stuff. We went through, like, last year was our big year. We played a lot with a lot of the big name sort of bands, and it was flat out. So this year, we did take a bit of a step back with live music. We've been focusing on writing a lot. Obviously, we just released our latest EP, Time and Place, and I mean, we're pretty big workhorses when it comes to writing because we got plans for an early release next year for a full-length album, so we're neck deep in that now. Yeah, so we did take it a little bit easier this year. There's been a few sort of little festival opportunities come up, but just a few things just haven't fallen our way. I think it's just bad timing and stuff like that. But I mean, any festival that comes our way, we'd definitely jump on it. But yeah, just like I said, we haven't been sort of actively looking for shows. We've been more active in the studio. So, which
I feel the festival scene's starting to die off a lot more now. I went to Good Things in Melbourne last year, and it's funny. Like, I know Pennywise is a big influence. You guys supported them. Yeah, I was actually real disappointed in their show at the festival.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I think Fletcher was actually sick.
Oh, spewing. Yeah,
but it just. From the 90s to seeing them then, it was like nothing had changed. Yeah. But then I think also it came to the festival. Yeah. Like the crowd was not really there for that. Yeah, they played an early time slot, and
That's it. Yeah. I think that's.
Yeah,
I think.
you put Pennywise in their own genre and they sell out.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
exactly,
Like,
yeah, like you're saying, like they're kind of put up against. Like back in the day, they used to be at Vans Warped Tour. They were with their people. They were with all their people, all their bands. They're having a good time together. Now they're the sort of sore thumb in the mix.
And I think that's where the festivals have got it wrong now. They're trying to put too many genres in, make it too diverse.
100%, yeah.
And the crowd is just split.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's a funny thing because I basically went for Devo. My kids got me a ticket for Father's Day.
I actually saw the Devo hat up there.
Oh,
yeah,
mate,
that's sick.
Yeah, like, it's taken me 40 years to get to see them. And they were unbelievable. But on the train afterwards, there was like 18, 20-year-olds. Oh, what were these old people doing up there? And little do they know, they've influenced probably nearly every band that they're currently listening to.
That's
like,
yeah.
But yeah, it was very different for me, like, compared to the early Big Day Out and that stuff. It just seemed to have more cohesion, be a lot better.
I think that kind of comes into that realm of like how many bands there are in the world now, and there's so many genres and this and that. Like, how often do you see a festival come here that is just a straight punk festival?
You don't.
Bring back the Warped Tour.
Exactly. Like that's what we need. And the thing is, they do it. People will go. It'll be huge.
Absolutely.
It'll blow up.
Absolutely.
I don't know why people are. I think whoever's promoting is scared. They're worried the punk scene's maybe not as big as it used to be, so they put in all these other little bands. Well, not little bands, like other big name bands that are those different genres. So they pull in all these different bunches of people. But I think what they need to do is just like go hard and focus on that one.
And I think pull the size back a bit.
Yeah.
Instead of the size of like Falls Festival, that stuff.
Reel it in.
Do a smaller one like the Vans tour that you can play locally at Noosa, along the coast. I think that's
chuck a half pipe there, get some
like
again,
and you're not going to sell, as many tickets as the big things.
No.
But the people that are there want to be there, but you don't need all these, big name bands and the people that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Like, just needs to come back. I'd die if bloody Vans Warped Tour started up again.
Oh, that would be
just cool.
Yeah, that's it.
It's that was, and even like pre-Vans Warped Tour, seeing the lead up to that, like there was just so much happening, and that doesn't seem to exist now.
Nah.
And I don't know why. I think possibly the surf movies, skate movies had a lot to do with that. It was a cult following that you had to go looking for.
Yeah.
Where now you turn on YouTube.
Well, that was it too, a new DVD video back in our day when we were kids, and then DVDs. But the video or the DVD had come out, and there's these bands on there you haven't heard of. I remember being a grommet and watching Summer Sessions. And there's this band TSOL, and I was like, who the heck is this?
That's it,
So I do believe that's a big thing in it, because we don't have DVDs and everything now. It's all boom.
Well, you don't search for it. It's not like you're finding this new thing. It's all just thrown in your face.
Oh,
it's like
everything's there. And then I guess that goes back to what we were saying about people sort of being at home more. It's like if you wanted to go and watch a TV series or TV series was on your TV at a time, you had to stay there to watch. But you want to watch a movie, you have to go to Blockbuster or Video Easy. You have to stand there for an hour and a half going, I don't want that, I've seen that or whatever, and then you get 100%. It finally, and it's a big deal. Getting a movie was a huge thing. Now watching a movie is like, what do you just go sit on the couch and just start flicking through them?
And I think with insurance and everything else going on, we've lost the pub scene.
Yeah,
the grassroots. Like that used to be, you could pay between $8 and $15.
Yeah.
And you're seeing
when I was young, you were seeing like like I'm talking a long time ago. Silverchair, UMI.
That's it. Yeah.
It was. We've sort of
Screaming Tribesmen.
Oh.
Things have changed.
Spiders.
So
Hard-ons.
Yeah, the hard-ons are sick.
Celibate rifles.
Oh.
Good old Damien.
Yeah. So you got any advice for a young band coming up? There's actually a young guy we know who's a bit of a punk band, Ascended, and they're doing shows in Brizzy and that now.
Yeah,
and they're still
sick.
at school, but...
That's right.
What are
yeah.
your chats, mate?
Yeah,
Chats,
yeah, that's it.
chats
They
are pretty-
blew up
they're
huge.
pretty
Yeah.
punk.
yeah. So,
Oh, look, the biggest bit of advice I would say is have fun with it and don't get too serious, because as soon as you start getting too serious, you start to not enjoy it anymore. But yeah, just enjoy the ride. Keep writing music, keep showing people, and when you're on stage, just pretend there's no crowd there and have fun is the main thing, because people watching you, they don't care about this choreographed bullshit. They just want to see a bunch of guys having fun. Playing good
and that makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that does.
yeah, 100%.
So so talking about that, Stu, you've got a bit to tell us about your weekend last weekend.
Yeah, so headed out to the big weekend. Got there a little bit late, so missed a few of the bands early on, but got to see Pricey play, and he had a special guest come out after they did their little set, which was Pricey's was awesome. They killed it, and then they brought Dave Gleason out,
Yeah.
Screaming Jets. So
Awesome.
that was really good, and he hasn't, he's lost nothing.
Nah, yeah, he
Dave's-
still kicks ass.
Dave's
yeah.
still kicking
Yeah,
ass
absolutely.
and ripping the bag. And then headlining band was the Bennies,
Yep.
and Anti, he never disappoints.
Nah,
They were brilliant. They kicked it, did really, really well, had a great set. So yeah, it was good. And getting back to what we were just talking about, it was out at Black Flag Brewery.
Car park.
In the car park, but they
Yeah.
had it really well set up. They had food and drink there. It was a good venue, and it was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, there could have been a few more people, but I think it was
Sold out.
sold out.
Yeah. I saw some footage. It looked pretty busy, which is good. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
And as I say, everything I saw musically was awesome and bloody good fun.
Yeah,
That's
good
it,
job,
yeah.
Pricey.
No, it's good to see those guys putting on a good little festival like that and seeing it do good, because more of that is what we need.
And hats off for Pricey, because I think he organised most
He
of
did,
that.
Yeah.
He had a lot
That's
to do
what
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
third one now.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
years in a row. So
So it'd be good to see that again next year, because it was definitely a good little outing.
Yeah, for sure. It looked awesome.
And last episode we were talking about the demise of festivals, and
And then
we've got some good news
Yeah.
for the sunny
There you
coast.
go,
There
viewers.
you go. Yeah.
So
It's a good turnaround.
big pineapple festivals coming up.
So you beauty.
I know Amity Affliction are playing. I'm trying to
They
think.
should be good.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of too many of the
Yeah.
other names. I will look it up and get back on
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
just to have it announced and
Yeah,
not a
good.
festival cancelled.
Yeah, that's it. It's good.
So I think if you're on the sunny coast, get behind it. And
yeah.
Do you know who's running it this time round? Is it the same event organisers? Is it Pico and?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. But because that originally started at Coolum, the first one.
Yeah,
That
it was called Golden Days.
Golden Days.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Pico's is awesome.
Yeah.
Mate. He
Yeah,
puts
sweet.
together a good package.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should
So,
be a good day. That.
looking forward to that one. Okay, which I suppose that leads us into music. What's been tickling your ears, Tim?
So I go in and out of a lot of stuff. I've been into a bit of heavy stuff again lately. Actually, All That Remains have just released a new song. I think it's called Divine.
Yeah.
They got a new guitarist now. I mean, the old guitarist was awesome, but this new guy, he is just balls to the wall sort of animal. Like, he's just full scream. The Dimebag Daryl bends. Like, it's unreal. So that's a really cool new song, but also still with my punk roots. MxPx.
Yeah.
They've released a new album. I think it was a little while back, but one thing I found really cool the other day is they've just released this new film clip. And in the film clip is this kid that goes into like an old record store sort of thing. It's a lot like this, heaps of cool funky stuff around,
Sick.
heaps of cool clothes hanging up.
Yeah.
And he's looking around the store and he's basically in there to buy a CD or something. Like, he's just cruising. The whole film clips the band in the store. And at the end he picks up the MxPx album and he goes up to the chick. He's like, "Oh, I want to buy the punk album," and then it sort of fizzled out. And for me, it resonates super hard because when I was a kid, I got given a Sanity voucher when Sanity was a big thing. And I had this voucher. I would have been, I think I was about 13 around that age, and I got this voucher and I went into Sanity and I was with my sister at the time. And she was hanging out with these guys that were a little bit older and like we were in the school days and they were all into punk and stuff. And I was just me not knowing who I was at the time. And she goes, "Oh, they were saying something about this MxPx band, you should have a go." And then I was just like, "Yep," grabbed it off the shelf, walked up, bought it, and that was it. I just didn't even think about it. I was like, sweet. Went home that night, put it on, and I can honestly say that point in time changed my life forever. Like I remember going to my dad and I'm just like, "Dad, I want to get a bass guitar. I want to start playing some music." Because my dad was a muso. He used to play like a lot of covers at shows, and I'm like, "I want to get bass." And he's like, "Sick." Within like, a month, he's just like, got his money together, got me my first bass, just this little shitbox thing, and I was like chick magnet and just learning all these punk songs. And then not long after that, I had a next door neighbour, and she was like heaps older. Like I'd say, well, she's probably going to look at this and be like, "Oh, come on, mate." She was probably like about, I think she was 8 or 9 years older than me. She was really cool into punk and stuff. And she could hear me one day playing all these like Pennywise and punk songs. She knocks on the door with this pile of CDs like this.
Oh,
and
wow.
she's like, "Hey, this is some stuff I think you'd like." Again, another life-changing moment. Just started going through all that. So yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, going back to that MxPx film clip, I just think it resonated really hard when I watched it the other day because I'm like, holy shit, that kid in that clip is me.
You know the name of the track?
It was called "This Is What You Told Me."
Nice.
So yeah, if you look it up, "This Is What You Told Me," there's a clip there, and it's really cool. Like it's basically the story of me as a young fella, and that's why I love it so much.
On the heavier stuff you're talking about, have you listened to Speed?
Speed, no.
Okay.
No.
They're mainly Asian band from Sydney.
Okay, yeah.
And they're heavy, they're brutal hardcore.
Yeah.
Their album's just dropped this week. Last week, sorry. And it's sick.
Yes.
Like, there's been nothing like it in a long time. And I keep, my dream is to see them and Suicidal Tendencies do a double header together.
Hell yeah, that'd be right.
They just bring that
cool.
Oh, it's
I'll definitely be chucking that on the way
Oh,
home.
it's sick.
Yeah, sick. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, Stu, what have you got this week?
Well, I thought I'd better jump on the bandwagon, so I've been listening to the fake news. And my favourite would be Broken Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Just resonates with me.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
You've had a few broken bones, 2 new hips recently.
Yeah,
there you go.
Had a couple.
Tells a story.
Had a couple, so yeah, Broken Bones, and it's just such a good song. So, I mean, all the boys' work's great, but that one really ticks a box for me. So,
awesome.
Well done, boys.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you. Yeah, the boys in the band did really well on that one. The music behind that is just
it's awesome.
Balls to the wall. It's just an absolute killer song, and then Darren's little instrumental and lead part at the end. It's really good. It's a lot of melody in that. So
nice.
I appreciate it.
Bloody great.
Well, for me, I've gone back to what I'll call my pop punk roots. Like I said, I used to get the train most weekends to Sydney. Often I'd go see bands I'd never heard of. And Body Jar were playing the Metro one night.
Yeah.
And Body Jar at that time were they were killing it. There was them, like you said, Body Jar, Frenzal Rom.
Yeah.
There was
$1 Short.
Yeah. My mate Scotty was the singer from them. I've known him for years. Yeah, Scotty. He was actually bouncer at the local pub. He introduced me to a lot of music.
Yeah.
They're
sick band. I loved them back in the day.
So on the bill, the support band. Actually, I'll just wind it back a bit. So this was a time of like, you'd get up, you'd be surfing. If it's onshore, you'd be skating these drains, and that where I lived. And these were what I'll call real skateboards.
Yep.
Not the little popsicle things
The
before
Aussies.
that all happened.
The Aussies.
Yep. Vision streetwear was huge.
Yeah.
And everyone was running around in airwalk shoes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I actually went back and watched the film clip of the song I'm going to talk about, and a lot of that's in it. So of all bands, Blink-182 played support for Body Jar in 1996.
Yep.
That's unreal.
And I thought that was their first trip to Australia, and they were actually sponsored by Billabong.
Oh,
they
okay,
had,
yeah.
like all Billabong gear on, no Travis Barker, no tattoos. They just looked like a couple of young guys out of school. And they were good, like they were really good then. But
they would have been sick.
Like I think at the time Body Jar outshone them.
Yeah.
But to see them back then to then grow was a thing. So so anyway, I'm doing Blink-182 M&Ms.
Yeah, right.
And
so,
just
yeah, it was Scott, the old drummer.
Yeah.
Super quick punk beats. Yeah, that's right.
And just following up to what Stu said, like the surf skate, all them videos and stuff.
Yeah.
When I was looking it up, like I said, I thought 1996 was their first trip to Australia. That was in March, I think. 1995 November, they came here with Pennywise, I think, a couple of other bands for Taylor Steele, for Momentum video or something, actually toured Australia, and I'd not come across them at that point.
Right.
But it was it's just funny how everything sort of comes back, and
they would have been so young and just full of beans too.
Like even looking at the film clip, they look young.
Yeah.
And there's actually 2 film clips to the song.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. One's got quite a bit of fake blood and stuff in it, and the other one's like the clean MTV version. And which, once again, these songs, there'll be the film clips to each song, will be up on the website, geltchy.com.au. You'll be able to check it out.
Yep.
Links to the fake news website, their YouTube.
Yeah, get on it.
All that, so...
Get on it.
No, that's good.
Follow.
Yeah, get
It's
involved.
funny, and the whole pop punk thing, which we've all sort of gone for that, I think a big component of it, like you've got the surfing, skating part of it, but the art.
Yeah,
There is a real specific style of pop punk art.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
You guys have clung onto it really,
Yeah.
like, it looks...
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that's...
We got a guy, Samuel Lucas, and he's doing all our artwork. And
it looks good.
He's an absolute machine. Like the stuff that he does, he just you give him an idea, and you don't even quite know yourself, but you're kind of giving him this idea, and then when it comes back, it's better than you ever envisioned. You're just like, man, this guy just knows what to do.
And that's really good. Like when you've got an artist working with you that can take, that sort of knows what you want without too much.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because there's nothing worse than going back and forth.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if you can just trust the person.
But that's
I
think when you look back at the history of it, the art was just such a prominent thing. Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
So what's coming up?
Okay, giveaways.
Yeah. So the giveaways, we've got the SRH giveaway. So if you haven't jumped on that, get on it. You know, like the Geltchy Instagram page, give it a like the SRH Clothing Australia page, and tag your mates. Be a chance to win a great prize pack from the great crew at SRH Clothing Australia. And then we've also got the Geltchy giveaway.
We do, and big news in that we're up to the final 3 now. So thanks to everybody that submitted their cars. And there's some awesome cars in the mix.
Yep. Well, this is our last show before we
announce the winners.
Come up with the goods.
Yeah. So I'm stoked with the entries we've got. Look forward to seeing who takes it out. So what has now happened in the meantime is all the cars have come off the Instagram. Voting is closed. There's now what we'll call like a finale, where until the end of the month, the top 3 will be pinned posts. Voting will continue. So if there's something you like, share it, get your mates on board, do that. And like I announced last episode, the winner is going to get a framed artwork, the owner of the car, and one lucky voter will actually receive a unframed artwork. So yeah, good luck with that, and we'll be announcing the winners for both the SRH and the EJEH Holden artwork giveaway on August 4th.
Beautiful.
Right here on the Sunday Shit Show.
That's it. You've got to be in it to win it, so get on board. Hurry up, frothers.
Get involved, guys.
Yeah, get involved.
So what's happening in the water, Stu? It's been a bit cold.
Yeah, been a bit chilly, but I'll tell you what, there hasn't been much on the comp scene. We're wrapped up until the Olympics start in about a week and a half, I think it is. But gee, we just had a pretty good run of waves this last week. East Coast has been on fire. This weekend particularly was, there's some good waves around. If you found somewhere where it wasn't closing out, and I'm not going to name any spots, but there were a couple that were...
There's a couple.
There was a couple that were lighting up, I'm telling you, they were on the Bunsen burner, that's for sure. And seen some great footage. I saw some good footage today with Ethan Ewing at Stratty, surfing Main Beach. Yeah, they were on the toe-ins and it was just pumping. So, you know, it's been cooking. I mean, today though, you see the ocean today, you wouldn't know. It's flat. It's just dead flat. Yeah. So. But no, we had a good run, Geltchy. Been a good run of waves. So
yeah. Good luck to everyone that managed to get wet.
Yeah.
That's It's not often we get a decent swell being here on the sunny coast. We tend to miss it a bit. And
yeah, no, there were some solid waves.
Solid
around.
ones, yeah,
definitely.
And you kept us up to date with your daily surf reports.
Yeah, I was checking in with it, so got to be in it to win it, haven't you? Get amongst it.
Okay, and got a couple of new things out of the print room this week. First thing I want to do, which it's funny, my take on the
here he
pop
is.
punk scene.
Yeah.
The Lurker art print. This is the smallest art prints I do, entry level. Yeah, a bit of a shout out to Bones, this one actually.
Yes,
and
yeah, mate.
Big Pineapple. Bones says he's waiting. He sent his resume in. He wants to be a roadie.
Actually, speaking of Bones, you better tell the viewers who his pick was for the world title too.
Oh, Geordie Smith, and he managed to give me the middle finger.
Yeah, I'd seen that. Yeah, he wasn't really impressed with you.
Yeah, so that's the Lurker art print. That's an A4 size. The smallest, good entry level one if you're a bit unsure on what you get for your money. But once again, these come with a signed certificate of authenticity, and there's only 20 ever made. So
that's a ripper.
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah. There's one over. And then next is for Sacrifice. I've actually done like a capsule, something new, and this is the Live Fast, the first drop of the Live Fast range.
Nice.
So first up we've got, actually we'll go to this one first. So first up we've got the Live Fast tee with the V8 heart logo on the front.
Yeah, that's right.
And then on the back we've got the Live Fast Monaro print.
Oh, that's a banger.
Yeah, nice red Monaro one.
That is a banger.
It's gold. Very nice.
And then along with that, done a long sleeve with the Sacrifice writing Live Fast, and then we've managed to do Live Fast on the sleeves.
Yes.
And on the back of the neck as well. So yeah, these will all be up on the website and for sale. And last but not least, before the warm weather comes, trackies.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, we've
Definitely
done
use them at the
Sacrifice trackies.
Can't beat a good pair of trackies.
No, these are warm.
Hell yeah.
The V8 logo, then once again across the back, Live Fast.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice.
So just remember that. Like I said, this is the first capsule of the Live Fast range, and there'll be a bit more to come in that series.
That's a beauty, Gelt.
So yeah, so that's a bit of a package there.
Bloody oath.
Now, underdogs. We like to take a bit of time and give a shout out to an underdog. I think, recognise someone, and sometimes they're prominent people, but they put in effort and just don't get the recognition.
Yeah.
Or, you feel they could have got somewhere better. And just in that, big shout out to Isabella Nichols, Stu's underdog from last week. Thanks for getting back to us on Insta, and you said we made your day. You made our day as well.
Yeah, and Isabella, if you're on the coast next time, give us a shout and we'll get you on the couch.
Yeah, we'd love to have you along. So Tim, who do you consider an underdog or...
So, one person that comes to mind more than anyone is, he's actually a mate of mine, but his name's Watto. We call him Watto.
Yeah.
And he's in a band called Dead Heat, and I can honestly say he is just one of the most top blokes around, the most charismatic guy. He's got the best sense of humour you'll ever see. He's just always on. Like, there's never a moment where you're like, this dude's having a bad day. Even if he's having a bad day, he doesn't show it. He's a great dude. So to Watto, keep being awesome, man. Goes out to you.
Yeah. What about you, Stu? Who's your...
Rightio, well mine is actually a young fella from the sunny coast. Him and his brother made the big leagues and got into the motocross in America. And that's Hunter Lawrence. His brother Jet's out at the moment with a broken thumb. He's currently second in the points lead over there, behind Chase Sexton. And yeah, big shout out to Hunter. These guys came, they've done the hard yards, I'm telling you. And for Hunter to be now second, it's his first run on the 450s in the motocross. And I'll tell you what, hats off to him, he's ripping. And yeah, he's a definite underdog. And as I said, this family are a great family, and they've hailed from the sunny coast, and they've done it tough. So hats off to Hunter, and I'll just wish him all the best success.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
And Jet, but Jet's out with a broken thumb at the moment. So, but yeah, Hot Jet's ripping. These two brothers are awesome. But yeah, I'll take my hat off to Hunter this week.
Well, for me, I'm doing an artist, Prudence Coburn, who's made the cover of the Hello Sunshine magazine.
Nice.
She was originally from Melbourne. She's young, lives on the Sunshine Coast now, loves to get in the water, have a surf. All of her artwork's marine, sort of sharks, different things. And I was fortunate enough to do a group art exhibition with her, Kerry Mulgrew and Owen Kavanagh. And for a young person, she's inspired me, and everybody thinks, wow, she's doing art exhibition. She's been recently to Sydney and Melbourne doing stuff, but she works her butt off. Like, I think a lot of people don't realise the behind the scenes and how hard it is for a creative. Like, she could paint something and it could sit for 1 to 2 years before it's sold, and just the hustle, often working other jobs and that just to follow your passion. And she's an inspiration. I think she has a big future ahead of her. I just really, and really nice, like, young person to talk to, and it's good to see the younger crew coming through, doing what they're passionate about, and that. So yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway, Tim, you got any parting words?
No, just you guys stay awesome, and yeah, keep watching, guys. These guys are doing an awesome thing. They're doing their thing for the music scene, and it's so good to see. And as you can see, they're supporting a lot of local people just in general. So keep involved, follow the channel, and follow the links.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Tim.
Yeah,
no worries,
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for the Tim Cup.
That's a special one, yeah. Yeah.
So, well, that's it, folks. We're wrapping up for today. So the Sunday Shit Show's done and dusted again. So get on the good shit
and get on the Sunday Shit Show.
Cheers.